I've had the pleasure of attending 3 of these events, so it's great to be up on stage for this one. And great to meet all of you guys. I really love talking to marketers. You'll hear from me a little bit in my background. I'm a B2B marketer through and through. It's something that I've loved from the moment of graduating college and joining a early stage startup all the way through today. So really always great to be in a crowd with all of you. A little bit about me before getting started. So it is kind of an oddity, but I am a Bay Area native. I have a lot of pride for being here, but simultaneously, I've had the opportunity to live across multiple different countries. Have spent time throughout Europe, lived in Mexico, and generally speaking, I love meeting new people. So please find my co-founder Marcelo, who's over there. During the networking, we would love to talk with you, really hear about what it is that you're working on, what is a challenge for you, and see if there's anything, even if it's just pure advice and has nothing to do with DreamWriter. I'm more than happy to do that. I used to be a consultant in a previous life. Professionally, a little bit about me, as mentioned, B2B marketer. I had the great first job experience working in social media analytics in the early 10s, which actually has a lot of parallels to what's happening with AI now, where businesses were going in, knowing they needed to be on social media, didn't know what to do. I joined a company as employee number 20. 4 years later, we were at 450 people. The company is now a unicorn. I ultimately, that took me from San Francisco to Prague to New York. I started in content marketing, moved to product marketing, ultimately was the head of America's marketing and head of North America. Wanted to get back to the Bay Area, mentioning the Bay Area native part. So came back here, joined 2 different companies, first in the digital advertising space. The second, I did something a little bit different and wild for me. I went into the gaming space. That company went public. And then I had the opportunity to join the CEO of the first company I worked for at an early stage employee experience company and was the senior vice president of marketing there. And one of the things that really kind of led me down this journey is throughout that entire experience was really seeing the power of how marketing analytics is driving so many decisions. But one of the things that it's caused is it's created a disjointed customer experience where really individuals within a marketing team or a sales team are trying to really drive the conversion rate for their particular channel and not necessarily looking at what is the unified experience all the way throughout that. So that put me on a path of really going into market research for longer than I wish, but spending time getting to understand the problems that B2B marketing leaders were facing and generally go-to-market teams as a whole. And so what I generally found is what's changed with AI in marketing, and overall the concepts of B2B marketing have not changed. Remember a truism that was always happening in the early 10s, which was content is king. That is still true. And the reason it's true is because everything that you do as a marketer is understanding who is your customer. Who's your customer? What do they care about? What are the problems that they're facing? And how do you fit within that narrative? It's not saying, here's what I do. It's saying, all right, here's what you're doing, and here's how we fit into your overall solution. That hasn't changed one bit. But what has changed, and is changing extremely rapidly, is how tactics. And the tactics of marketing is something that AI is drastically impacting, and you're seeing it every day, and that's why there's such a gold rush that's happening right now, is everybody's trying to figure out how do you lower the time of creating content, how do you become smarter at utilizing the data, and this is something that is going to impact every marketer. And so when you're thinking about it, really thinking about it from the core concept and taking a step back and thinking about, all right, generally speaking, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get the right story into the audience and making sure that we're telling a persuasive, cohesive story that fits with the problem that they're looking at. But tactically being open to looking at a wide set of tools and solutions to figure out, all right, how do we actually get this done so that we can convert them into end customer? So I'm going to jump into a demo of what we have today to show you a little bit about DreamWriter. As a whole, the first-time user experience looks something like this, where you come in and you would set up a brand. I'm going to jump in and show you a brand that I've created. It's very straightforward. You come in, you set your fonts, you set your brand colors, and then you go onto the next screen and you enter in a brand name. And the first link that we're entering here could be a homepage, it could be a solutions page, it could be a product page, a use case page. And what we're doing from that is we're scraping it for keywords so that no matter who within your organization is creating content, it's always going to be relevant to your core value proposition. The second link that we're adding in is it's a text-heavy page, typically a blog or a resource center, and we're using that to analyze your tone of voice so that you're getting your grammar, your syntax, and your linguistic style. So when you're writing it, you're really making sure that you're both on message, but you're also sounding like your brand overall. So I'm going to come in here and create a new piece of content. There's two different approaches to doing that. You could do a blank canvas, and what we would do if we hit onto that is it would pull suggested topics based off the keywords that we entered in. For now, I'm going to show you a content makeover. It is experimental, and the tool is in beta, so let's hang with me here. And so for this one, I entered in for TrueWork, which is an employee verification software. And now they have multiple different audiences. And so the one that I'm entering in here is targeted at their audience of the operations department. And you click in here, and the first thing that you do is you select your page size. So right now we have slides and we have PDFs. We will shortly have fully designed emails and newsletters. Following that, we're looking at social, landing pages, and SEO optimized blogs. For now, I'll go with slides. And then you select the brand that you're working for. And then you have a couple different options. You can come in here and do a text-heavy version, which would be like a classic white paper. A highly visual one where we'll pull in relevant images based off of the keywords. A playbook, a how-to guide, industry trends, or a data-driven one. Let's go with the highly visual one. And then here's where you can go over, and if you wanted to simply repurpose content, so let's say you have a blog and now you want into designed asset, you would pull it all the way over here. If you want to ignore the content links, so the operations page that we pulled in, you could just go to the saved brand. I'm going to go right in the middle, and that's going to really create employee verification geared at the operations department. So it'll come up with that. This is why it's an experimental. It's coming up with one suggestion. Most times it will come up with three, but we'll go into here, and this will create an outline. And what you can do here is then determine, all right, I like that outline. I don't like that outline. It's pulling off of the keywords of both the pages in there. You can manually edit. You can hit try again. For now, we'll go try again. And then hit a CTA, so get a demo. It'll come up with a CTA text. And if you're happy with that, you simply hit looks great. And now what it's doing is it's taking your tone of voice. It's come up with the outline, and we selected the highly visual format. And it's pulling it all into the UI editor so that you have a piece of content that's coming out of it. It's going to be 7 or 8 pages. And generally, I'd say it's about 75% complete, but you want to go through and customize it fully so that it is fully ready to go and you can utilize in either your marketing or sales campaigns. And it will finalize the finishing touches here shortly. All right, here we go. So it's going to populate into our UI editor. This is what it would look like within the UI editor. You have a general first piece of content that looks something like this. If you're wanting to go in and then customize the content, what you can do is come in here. You can select the entire text. You can do classic things like making it bold, italicized, underlined, etc. Or you can write with our AI assistant. You can prompt Dreamy to write about whatever it is that you want to write about. You can also say, make it longer, make it shorter, make it more engaging, fix spelling and grammar. It's cooler at the entire content level, but you can translate any of the pieces of content into any of these different languages. For now, we can go with shortened text, and she will rewrite the text, and you can simply replace it. If you are not liking some of the images, what you can do in here is go in and replace it. You can enter in a URL, you can upload an image, or we have 5 million royalty-free images here that you can simply select one from and do all the classic things of resizing the image within that. And then if you're wanting to add more content to it, we have 26 different pages here, and you can go ahead and select one. If you were like, all right, I want to write about something, you can prompt Dreamy, or you can let her decide. And what she will do is she will reread the text, the entire piece, contextualize where you are within the piece, and add in a new page. Right now, we have charts and graphs that you're able to basically select between a column, a bar chart, a line chart. You can upload, or you can edit the data manually. In the future, we'll have an automated CSV upload. And then when you're happy with the piece at the end of it, you simply export it into PDF or PowerPoint, and you're good to go. As mentioned, we are also working on having designed assets, so having emails, and we're planning on exporting everything into a fully designed asset. So we will have HTML, so you're ready to automatically put it directly into your content management system or your marketing automation system if it's an email. And we really think that's something that is important for ensuring that you have an asset that's ready to go and it's fully designed right off the bat instead of copying and pasting everything over. Within the workspace, you have all the kind of classic things of user rights management. It's real-time collaboration within the solution. And additionally, you have the ability to translate any of the content here into one of the different languages so that if you're operating off of multiple markets, you can have the same content, but going off and creating everything individually. So that's a little bit about, how we're using it. I would say or the solution itself, I'd say how our customers today are using it is really being able to build out variations of content. So let's say they have an overall piece, they're wanting to talk about employment verification, but they have 5 different industries that they're targeting, and they have 5 different roles that they're targeting. You can go in and quickly and easily customize it so that you can say, all right, I have this piece of content, and I want it really, really specific to the fintech industry for the CMO. Now I really, really want it specific for the edtech industry of the CRO. And so we're getting to see something that I think is truly unique within the space, which is how do you start to make sure that you have a cohesive customer story, but you're able to really tweak and tailor that story to really, really match the customer needs and create a unique customer journey for every single buyer that's coming in and being able to do that at scale. And so I think this is something that's a major opportunity within the marketing space, which is essentially creating unique customer experiences at scale. And so that's a little bit about it. I'm going to show you one of our kind of promo videos.
To the visionaries, the innovators, the dreamers who dance on the edge of imagination, the future of content generation is here. With DreamWriter, you can transform your visions into reality, seamlessly bridging the gap between ideation and creation. DreamWriter is more than just a tool. It's your key to unlocking creativity, enabling you to craft premium content with ease, regardless of your writing or design expertise. Revolutionize content creation with DreamWriter, where every keystroke is a rebellion against the mundane, a challenge to the status quo of content creation. Storytelling, the ancient alchemy that transforms thought into legacy, has found its next evolution. In this century, DreamWriter redefines the narrative, turning the impossible into the inevitable. With DreamWriter, your intuition meets our innovation. Together, we sculpt premium content that's on brand, but tailored to your exact customer's needs, encouraging them to click, read, and buy. Crafted with precision, tailored to resonate with your audience every single time. Together, we can drive the future of content creation. Dream beyond limits, write beyond words.
Thank you. That's a little bit about DreamWriter. I'll pause there and happy to do any kind of Q&A. We're using ChatGPT Turbo underneath the hood, along with multiple different AI solutions and a number of sort of proprietary code that is helping speed up everything so that you're able to rapidly get content out the door. So we have 2 distinct kind of audiences that are using us currently. One is sort of SMB, high value services. I'd say within that, the number one is marketing agencies overall. And what they're utilizing it for is two different things. One is their own outreach for customer acquisition. So they're saying, here's an example of some content that we can create, and here are our services. And then the other part is actually doing content creation on behalf of the customer. The other kind of key target audience that we have, and one that I think many of you guys work in, is B2B tech. And so our customers are using us in two distinct ways. I would say on the marketing side, it's creating sort of micro campaigns and creating like little mini ebooks that are highly targeted that they're utilizing. We have one company that is putting that out, putting some ad spend and using it as a lead magnet so that they're able to capture more leads and feed into the sales team. And then we also have some sales team members that are utilizing us as well. Exactly what you said. So they want to take what their overall value proposition is, but then tailor it to the exact prospect so that they have something that is highly relevant to that individual within the company and the company that they're pitching. You can create it as long as you want. It will automatically produce something that's 7 pages off the bat. But we do have a prospect right now that is looking to create a 75-page report, going through the process of basically going through and adding in and saying, prompting, here's what I want on the next page. Here's what I want on the next page. Here's what I want on the next page. We are working to get out of beta. And as we do, we're going to put it in where when you're going through and creating the content, you will say, I want each page or slide to be really text heavy or more limited in text. And I want the total length of the document to be, name your page size. So if you wanted it to be, 75 pages, great. If you want it to be 3, great. We are doing an incredible amount of prompt engineering on the back end. And so we're making sure that it's contextualizing consistently where you are in the piece and that it's flowing through that entire piece. And so basically what's happening on the back end is going back and forth and saying, here's what's been written so far. How do we have something that's relevant on this next page? Here's what's been written so far. How do you have something that's relevant on the next page? Most of the companies that are coming in are utilizing it and they own the content, but we will be speaking consistently with lawyers on that front. But for now, it's owned by the company. We're operating under a similar kind of agreement that a lot of social media companies operate. OpenAI ones were just amazing in terms of, and what we love to see is a lot of those types of technical breakthroughs just improve DreamWriter over and over. And so what we're able to see with early testing, it's not live in production, is how much better the tone of voice is coming through and really being able to match the output of what a company sounds like. And so that's going to continue to get better and better and better. I would say openly where we are right now in terms of LLMs and its writing style, it still often sounds a little bit generic. It still isn't great at doing thought leadership, but it will get better over time. And that was an extremely exciting announcement from them because this is a step in that direction. So today we are one of the few solutions that does like a fully designed asset. Where we're going, I think, is extremely exciting. I won't give all the details of our product roadmap, but generally we're looking at ingesting more data that are showing intent about who the end audience is, along with how do you utilize marketing analytics and revenue intelligence data to drive really not just be a time-saving solution, but be a solution that is built to perform so that you're automatically creating content that is going to work throughout the funnel. So we think that, this is an area that every B2B marketer is something that is really always looking at is how do you have a unified customer experience, but how do you have something that's going to perform from top of the funnel all the way through. Absolutely. So we're looking at basically going modular in the future, so that we'll have for different parts of DreamWriter. So as mentioned, right now what we have is design PDFs and PowerPoints. We're looking at having multiple different types of assets and different tones of voice that are not only coming from the brand. And so we're going to be layering in different LLMs for each individual task that we're looking for DreamWriter to do, so that we have the best LLM performing for each of those. We use a company called Unsplash, and there are 5 million royalty-free images. What we're doing is, if you are writing a piece of content about social media best practices, we're using the keywords that are coming from that to find within the 5 million royalty-free images, keywords related to social media. And so it's always pulling in relevant images based off of the outline and the brand page that you put in.